尊敬的各位元首、
Your Excellencies,
各位
Heads
政
of
府首
State
脑、
and Government,
各位部长、
Ministers,
各位国际和
Heads of
地区组织
international
负责
and
人、
regional organizations,
尊敬的博鳌亚洲论坛理
members
事
of
会
the
的
Board of Directors of the
各位
Boao
成
Forum
员、
for Asia,
女士们、先生们、
ladies and
朋友
gentlemen,
们，
dear friends,
演讲之前，
before
我想先代表
I
中国
start,
政府
I
和
would
人
like
民，
to,
代表出席
on
博鳌
behalf
亚洲
of the
论
Chinese
坛
government and
2015年
people,
年会
and
的
on behalf
全体
of
与会者
all， the participants to the
对
annual
3月
conference
24日德国
2015,
之翼航空公司
express our
CU9525
condolences
航班不幸逝世的
to
死难者
all
表
the
示
victims
深
and
切的
the
哀悼，向所有死难
German
者亲
wings
属表示诚挚的慰
plane
问。
crashed on March
下面我
24th,
正式开始我
and
的演讲。
our sympathies to the next of kin, to the
女士们、先
passengers.
生们、朋友们，
Now I will start my speech. Ladies and
今天
gentlemen,
的博
Boao
鳌
today
海阔
greets
帆
us
舞，
with vast
天
ocean,
高风暖，
high sky,
在这个美好的
and
季节
warm
里，
breeze.
各方嘉宾
In this beautiful
相聚一
season of
堂，
spring,
共商
it is
亚
of
洲
great significance
和
that so
亚
many
洲同世
distinguished
界各地
guests
区
gather
发展
here
大计。
to discuss
具有
the
十分重要的
development
意义。
strategies for Asia and the world.
首先，我仅代表中国
At the
政府和人
outset,
民，
Let
并以我
me
个人的名
extend
义
on behalf of the Chinese government
对
and
各位
people
来宾
and in my own name,
嘉宾出席博鳌亚洲
heartfelt
论坛
welcome to all the
2015
distinguished
年会
guests attending
表示
the Boao Forum
诚
for
挚的欢
Asia
迎，
Annual
对
Conference
年会的召开
2015,
表
and
示
my warm
热烈的祝贺。
congratulations on the opening of the conference.
本届博鳌亚洲论坛
The
年
theme
会
of this year's conference
以亚洲新未来
is Asia's new
迈向
future
命运
towards
共同体为主题，
a
可
community
谓
of
恰逢
common
其时。
destiny. The timing could
既有
not be
重要的
better
现实意
in
义，
that the theme
也
has
有
not
长
only
远的
great
历史
immediate
意义。
relevance but also long-term
希望
historical
大家畅所欲
significance.
言，为亚洲
And
和
I
世
am
界和平与
looking
发展
to all of you
贡
to
献
express
真知灼
yourselves
见。
fully and contribute your insightful
女士们、先
views
生们、
on
朋
the
友们，
course of peace and development of
历史
Asia and beyond.
总是
Ladies and
在一些
gentlemen,
重
dear
要的
friends,
时间节
there are
点上
certain historic
更能勾
occasions
起
that
人们
are more
的回
likely
忆
to remind
和
people
反
of
思。
what happened in the past and set
今
people
年是世
reflecting
界
on
反
them.
法西斯战争
This year
及
marks
中国人
the
民抗日战争
70th
胜利
anniversary of the
70周年。
end of the World Anti-Fascist
联合国
War, the victory
成立
of the Chinese
70
People's War of resistance against
万隆
Japanese
会议
aggression. Over the past 70
世界
years,
发生了前
the
所未有
world
的
has
深刻变化
experienced profound changes as
历史性地
never
改变
before,
了人类的命
making
运。
a difference to the destiny
全
of
球
mankind.
殖民体系
With the days of global
古风瓦解。
colonialism and the Cold War long
冷战对
gone,
峙，
countries
冷战对
are
峙
now
不复存在。
increasingly
各国相互联系，
interconnected and
相互依存，
interdependent.
日益加
Peace,
深。
development, and win-win cooperation have
和
become
平
the
发展
prevailing
合作
trend
共
of
赢
our
的时代
times.
潮流
The
滚滚向
international
前。
forces are shifting in a
国际
way
力量对比
that
朝着
is
有
more
利于
favorable to
维护
maintaining
世界
world
和平的方向
peace.
发展，保持国际形势
Countries
总
are
体
now
稳定，
in a better
促进
position
各国共同
to
发展。
uphold
具备更
general
多
stability
有利
in the
条件。
world and seek common development.
70年来，
Over the past 70
亚
years,
洲形势也发
Asia
生
has
了前所
also
未有的
gone
变化。
through unprecedented changes.
地区各国
After
实现
gaining
了
national
民族独立，
independence,
掌握了自己的
Asian
命运，
countries took their destiny in their own hands and strengthened the force for regional and world peace.
亚洲国家率先倡导和平共处，
Asian countries were the first to advocate the 5 principles of peaceful
非洲
coexistence,
国家一道，
and together with
在万
African
隆会议
countries
上提出处理国家间
put
关
forward
系的
the 10
10项
principles
原则。
on handling state-to-state relations at
冷战
the
结束后，
Bandung Conference.
亚洲国
Since
家
the
在
end
推
of the
进
Cold
区域
War,
合作
Asian
实践
countries
中
have，gradually come up
逐步形
with
成了
an
相互
ancient
尊重、
Asian
协
way
商
of
一致、
cooperation in the course of
照顾
advancing
各方
regional
舒适度的
cooperation with
亚洲方
which
式。
features mutual respect, consensus
这些
building, and accommodation of each
都为
other's
正确
comfort
处理
levels.
国家
All
关
this
系，
has contributed
推
to
动
a
建立新型国际
proper
关系，
approach to
做出
state-to-state
了
relations
历史性
and
贡献。
to progress in building a new type of international relations.
70年来，
Over the past 70 years, more and more Asian countries have found development paths that suit their national conditions and embarked on a fast track of economic growth. Having emerged from poverty and backwardness, they are on course to achieve development and prosperity. Regional and interregional cooperation is flourishing. Connectivity is pursued at a faster pace. As a result, there is a strong momentum in Asia, with countries striving to outperform each other. Accounting for 1/3 of the world economy, Asia is one of the most dynamic regions with the most potential, and its global strategic importance has been rising. Over the past 70 years, Asian countries have gradually transcended their differences in ideology and social system. No longer cut off from each other, they are now open and inclusive, with suspicion and estrangement giving way to growing trust and appreciation. The
有你的命运共同体。在争取民族独立的伟大斗争中，在应对亚洲金融危机和国际金融危机的艰难时刻，在抗击印度洋海啸和中国汶川特大地震等
or the hard time in the wake of devastating disasters, including the Indian Ocean tsunami and earthquake in Wenchuan, China, the people of Asian countries have always come to those in need with a helping hand and worked together to overcome one challenge after another, demonstrating the power of unity in face of difficulties and the spirit of sharing will and woe. This said, Asia still faces numerous challenges. Some are the old issues left over from history, and others are new ones associated with current disputes. Asia is also confronted with various traditional and non-traditional security threats. Hence, it remains an uphill battle for Asian countries to grow the economy, improve people's livelihood, and eliminate poverty. A review of the path traversed over the past 70 years shows that what has been accomplished in Asia today is attributable to the persistent efforts of several generations of people in Asian countries and to the hard work of many statesmen and people of great vision. Tomorrow, Singapore will hold a state funeral for Mr. Lee Kuan Yew. Mr. Lee was a strategist and statesman respected across the world for his outstanding contribution to the peace and development of Asia and the exchanges and cooperation between Asia and the world. I want to take this opportunity to pay high tribute to Mr. Lee Kuan Yew and all those who have made contribution to Asia's peace and development. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, Asia belongs to the world. For Asia to move towards a community of common destiny and embrace a new future, it has to follow the world trend and seek progress and development in tandem with that of the world. The international situation continues to experience profound and complex changes, with significant development in multipolarization and economic globalization. Cultural diversity and IT application are making constant progress, while readjustment is accelerating in international landscape and order. Countries around the world are losing no time in adjusting their development strategies, pursuing transformation and innovation, changing their economic development models, improving economic structures, and opening up new horizons for further development. At the same time, however, the world economy is still in a period of profound adjustment, with risks of low growth, low inflation, and low demand, interwoven with risks of high unemployment, high debt, and high level of bubbles.
主要经济体走势
The performance and policies of major economies continue to diverge, and uncertainties in the economic climate remain prominent. Geopolitical factors are more at play, and local turmoils keep cropping up.
恐怖主义、网络安全
Non-traditional security threats and global challenges including terrorism, cybersecurity, energy security, food security, climate change, and major infectious diseases are on the rise, and the North-South gap is still wide. The noble cause of peace and development remains a long and arduous journey for mankind. We have only one planet, and countries share one world. To do well, Asia and the world could not do without each other. Facing the fast-changing international and regional landscapes, we must see the whole picture, follow the trend of our times, and jointly build a regional order that is more favorable to Asia and the world. We should, through efforts towards such a community for Asia, promote a community of common interests for all mankind. I wish to take this opportunity to share with you my thoughts on this vision. To build a community of common destiny, we need to make sure that all countries respect one another and treat each other as equals. Countries may differ in size, strength, or level of development, but they are all equal members of the international community with equal rights to participate in regional and international affairs. On matters that involve us all, we should discuss and look for a solution together. Being a big country means shouldering greater responsibilities for regional and world peace and development, as opposed to seeking greater monopoly over regional and world affairs. To respect one another and treat each other as equals, countries need to, first and foremost, respect other countries' social systems and development paths of their own choice, respect each other's core interests and major concerns, and have objective and rational perception of other countries' growing strength, policies, and visions. Efforts should be made to seek common ground while shelving differences, and better still, to increase common interests and dissolve differences. The hard-won peace and stability in Asia and the sound momentum for development should be upheld by all. All of us must oppose interference in other countries' internal affairs and reject attempts to destabilize the region out of selfish motives. To build a community of common destiny, we need to seek win-win cooperation and common development. Our friends in Southeast Asia say that the lotus flowers grow taller as the water rises. Our friends in Africa say that if you want to go fast, walk alone, and if you want to go far, walk together. Our friends in Europe say that a single tree cannot block the chilly wind. And Chinese people say that when big rivers have water, the small ones are filled, and when small rivers have water, the big ones are filled. All these sayings speak to one same truth. That is, only through win-win cooperation can we make big and sustainable achievements that are beneficial to all. The old mindset of zero-sum game should give way to a new approach of win-win and all-win cooperation. The interests of others must be accommodated while pursuing one's own interests, and common development must be promoted while seeking one's own development. The vision of win-win cooperation not only applies to the economic field, but also to the political, security, cultural, and many other fields. It not only applies to countries within the region, but also to cooperation with countries from outside the region. We should enhance coordination of macroeconomic policies to prevent negative spillover effects that may arise from economic policy changes in individual economies. We should actively promote reform of global economic governance, uphold an open world economy, and jointly respond to risks and challenges in the world economy. China and ASEAN countries will join hands in building an even closer China-ASEAN community of common destiny. The building of an East Asia Economic Community for ASEAN, China, Japan, and ROK will be completed in 2020. We should actively build a free trade cooperation network in Asia and strive to conclude negotiations on an upgraded China-ASEAN FTA and on regional comprehensive economic partnership in 2015. In advancing economic integration in Asia, we need to stay committed to open regionalism and move forward trans-regional cooperation, including APEC, in a coordinated manner. We will vigorously promote a system of regional financial cooperation, explore a platform for exchanges and cooperation among Asian financial institutions, and advance complementary and coordinated development between the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, AIIB, and such multilateral financial institutions as the Asian Development Bank and the World Bank. We will strengthen practical cooperation in currency stability, investment and financing and credit rating, make progress in institution building for the Chiang Mai Initiative multilateralization, and build a regional financial security network. We will work together towards an energy and resources cooperation mechanism in Asia to ensure energy and resources security. China proposes that plans be formulated regarding connectivity building in East Asia and Asia at large to advance full integration in infrastructure, policies and institutions and personnel flow. We may increase maritime connectivity, speed up institution building for marine cooperation in Asia, and step up cooperation in marine economy, environmental protection, disaster management and fishery. This way, we could turn the seas of Asia into seas of peace, friendship, and cooperation for Asian countries. To build a community of common destiny, we need to pursue common, comprehensive, cooperative, and sustainable security. In today's world, security means much more than before, and its implications go well beyond a single region or time frame. All sorts of factors could have a bearing on a country's security. As people of all countries share common destiny and become increasingly interdependent, no country could have its own security ensured without the security of other countries or of the wider world. The Cold War mentality should truly be discarded and new security concepts be nurtured as we explore a path for Asia that ensures security for all, by all, and of all. We believe that countries are all entitled to take an equal part in regional security affairs, and all are obliged to work to ensure security for the region. The legitimate security concerns of each country need to be respected and addressed. At the same time, in handling security issues in Asia, it is important to bear in mind both the history and reality of Asia, take a multi-pronged and holistic approach, improve coordinated regional security governance, and safeguard security in both the traditional and non-traditional realms. It is important to conduct a dialogue and cooperation to enhance security at national and regional levels and to increase cooperation as the way to safeguard peace and security. It is important to resolve disputes through peaceful means and oppose the willful use or threat of force. Security should be given equal emphasis as development, and sustainable development surely provides a way to sustainable security. Countries in Asia need to step up cooperation with countries and organizations outside the region, and all parties are welcome to play a positive and constructive role in upholding development and security in Asia. To build a community of common destiny, we need to ensure inclusiveness and mutual learning among civilizations. History over the past millennia has witnessed ancient civilizations appear and thrive along the Yellow and Yangtze rivers, the Indus, the Ganges, the Euphrates, and the Tigris River, as well as in Southeast Asia, each adding its own splendor to the progress of human civilization. Today, Asia has proudly maintained its distinct diversity and still nurtures all the civilizations, ethnic groups, and religions. Ancient China said, "Things are born to be different. Civilizations are only unique, and no one is superior to the other. There need to be more exchange and dialogue among civilizations and development models so that each could draw on the strength of the other, and all could thrive and prosper by way of mutual learning and common development. Let us promote inter-civilization exchanges to build bridges of friendship for our people, drive human development, and safeguard peace of the world." China proposes that a conference of dialogue among Asian civilizations be held to provide a platform upon which to enhance interactions among the youth, people's groups, local communities, and the media, and to form a network of think tank cooperation so as to add to Asian people's rich cultural life and contribute to more vibrant regional cooperation and development. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, right now, the Chinese people are working in unison under the strategic plans to complete the building of a moderately prosperous society in all respects and to comprehensively deepen reform, advance law-based governance, and enforce strict party conduct. Our objective is to realize the two centenary goals for China's development and for realizing the Chinese dream of great national rejuvenation. I wish to use this opportunity to reaffirm China's commitment to the path of peaceful development and to promoting cooperation and common development in the Asia-Pacific. We will be firm in its determination and resolve, and all its policies will be designed to achieve such a purpose. Now the Chinese economy has entered a state of new normal. It is shifting gear from high-speed to medium to high-speed growth, from an extensive model that emphasized scale and speed to a more intensive one emphasizing quality and efficiency, and from being driven by investment in production factors to being driven by innovation. China's economy grew by 7.4% in 2014, with 7% increase in labor productivity and 4.8% decrease in energy intensity. The share of domestic consumption in GDP rose, the services sector expanded at a faster pace, and the economy's efficiency and quality continued to improve. When looking at China's economy, we should not focus on growth rate only. As the economy continues to grow in size, around 7% growth would be quite impressive. And the momentum it generates would be larger than growth at double digits in previous years. It is fair to say that the Chinese economy is highly resilient and has much potential, which gives us enough room to leverage a host of policy tools. Having said that, China will continue to be responsive to the new trend and take initiatives to shape the new normal in our favor. We will focus on improving quality and efficiency and give even greater priority to shifting the growth model and adjusting the structure of development. We we will make more solid efforts to boost economic development and deepen reform and opening up. We will take more initiatives to unleash the creativity and ingenuity of the people, be more effective in safeguarding equity and social justice, raise people's living standards, and make sure that China's economic and social development are both sound and stable. This new normal of the Chinese economy will continue to bring more opportunities of trade, growth, investment, and cooperation for other countries in Asia and beyond. In the coming 5 years, China will import more than $10 trillion of goods. Chinese investment abroad will exceed $500 billion, and more than 500 million outbound visits will be made by Chinese tourists. China will stick to its basic state policy of opening up, improve its investment climate, and protect the lawful rights and interests of investors. I believe that together, the people of Asian countries could drive this train of Asia's development to take Asia to an even brighter future. What China needs most is a harmonious and stable domestic environment and a peaceful and tranquil international environment. Turbulence or war runs against the fundamental interests of the Chinese people. The Chinese nation loves peace and has since ancient times held high such philosophies that harmony is the most valuable, peace and harmony should prevail, and all men under heaven are brothers. China has suffered from turbulence and war for more than a century since modern times, and the Chinese people would never want to inflict the same tragedy on other countries or peoples. History has taught us that no country who tried to achieve its goal with force ever succeeded. China will be steadfast in pursuing the independent foreign policy of peace, the path of peaceful development, the win-win strategy of opening up, and the approach of upholding justice while pursuing shared interests. China will work to promote a new type of international relations of win-win cooperation and will always remain a staunch force for world peace and common development. Close neighbors are better than distant relatives. This is a simple truth that the Chinese people got to know in ancient times. That explains China's firm commitment to building friendship and partnership with its neighbors, to foster an amicable, secure, and prosperous neighborhood. Under the principle of amity, sincerity, mutual benefit, and inclusiveness, China is working actively to deepen win-win cooperation and connectivity with its neighbors, to bring them even more benefit with its own development. China has signed treaties of good neighborliness, friendship, and cooperation with 8 of its neighbors, and is holding discussion to sign a same treaty with ASEAN. China stands ready to sign such a treaty with all its neighbors to provide strong support for the development of bilateral relations as well as prosperity and stability in the region. In 2013, during my visit to Kazakhstan and Indonesia, I put forward the initiatives of building a Silk Road economic belt and a 21st century maritime Silk Road. The Belt and Road Initiative, meeting the development needs of China, countries along the routes, and the region at large, will serve the common interests of relevant parties and answer the call of our time for regional and global cooperation. In promoting this initiative, China will follow the principle of wide consultation, joint contribution, and shared benefits. The programs of development will be open and inclusive, not exclusive. They will be a real chorus comprising all countries along the routes, not a solo for China itself. To develop the Belt and the Road is not to replace existing mechanisms or initiatives for regional cooperation. Much to the contrary, we will build on the existing basis to help countries align their development strategies and form complementarity. Currently, more than 60 countries along the routes and international organizations have shown interest in taking part in the development of the Belt and the Road. The Belt and Road and the AIIB are both open initiatives. We welcome all countries along the routes and in Asia, as well as our friends and partners around the world, to take an active part in these endeavors. The Belt and Road Initiative is not meant as rhetoric. It represents real work that could be seen and felt to bring real benefits to countries in the region. Thanks to the concerted efforts of relevant parties, the vision and action paper of the initiative has been developed. Substantive progress has been made in the establishment of the AIIB. The Silk Road Fund has been launched, and constructions of a number of infrastructure connectivity projects are moving forward. These early harvests have truly pointed to the broad prospects the Belt and Road Initiative will bring. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, the cause of peace and development of mankind is as lofty as it is challenging. The journey ahead will not be smooth sailing, and success may not come easily. No matter how long and difficult the journey may be, those who work together and never give up will eventually prevail. I believe that as long as we keep to our goals and make hard efforts, we will together bring about a community of common destiny and usher in a new future for Asia. I wish the annual conference a complete success. Thank you very much.